Stadium, Baton Rouge. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the LSU Tigers. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline.
Alabama's head coach told me before the game he understands the rivalry nature of this game, and he has asked his players to play with poise every step of the way. This crowd can get you off your pace. They can disrupt things at the line of scrimmage. And he said, guys, we have to communicate and stick together in this environment today. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. So Alabama's headed toward the football to break the seal on this 2027 season. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's Caden Durham to begin the drive. At the 35, he's got room. Lots of running room. The 20. He's at the touchdown Tigers. Rolled into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Looking for the edge, it's Riley. Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on first down. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Just like we expected, this home crowd getting involved right from the start. From the gun on third down, Keelan Russell. Looking left. Way off target there.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
Trying to take it back. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. All right, guys, let's talk LSU. They had some holes to fill on the roster. They've gone into the portal. They brought in a pretty decent haul. How good do you think this staff feels right now addressing those areas of need, David?
Well, I think you feel really good about bringing in quality depth, experience depth, but now the trick is to merge it with your other guys and everybody get on the same page, you know, and moving in the same direction.
The coaching staff is so excited, too. They feel like if they can stay healthy, they can take an extra step.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Quarterback changing the play. Carr from the gun on 3rd down. Fires to the right. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense, because this 3 and out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
On the return. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Tide ready to roll on offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. At midfield, he's got room. Turning it on at the 20. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Rolled his way into the end zone.
That's a nice job by the offense there in their second drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out, you're scratching your head. That didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find their rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They come out, execute. Nice job getting on the scoreboard.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Here's C.J. Carr to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Durham. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to the running back, closing space, and getting that fast dude on the ground.
They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Handoff, Caden Durham. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24. He's up to 81 yards rushing in the early going, and he is making an impact in the first game of the season. They need a huge play on 3rd and long. throwing. Carr unloads to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch. Got open on the post and then had no regard for his body in making that catch.
Exactly right. You know you're going to get hit a lot of times coming over the middle of the field, but he runs that post, lays out, makes the play for his quarterback. That's a tough hombre.
Here's a give to Durham. Picked up maybe 3 on the play at 2nd and 7. This series dates back to 1895. One of the odd things, guys, is historically the visiting teams have had a lot of success.
And these fans don't like each other. Man, you can feel the hate, the hostility. Both programs so talented, recruited at a high level. These teams have even rematched for a national championship before, Palmer. These two teams are ballers.
And this is a game, too, David, that everybody circles on the calendar at the start of the season. We all know that conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications are on the line. And the intensity level in this game, it's simply unmatched in college football.
Throws to the wideout. On target over the middle. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. After that tight first quarter, this second period ought to be a lot of fun. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
This is a hard defense to run to the outside against because of their speed. You saw in that last play their ability to go sideline to sideline, win at the point of attack as they shut down that sweep play.
Yeah, and it's also hard when you get in the red because what do we do on defense? We bring in all the big bodies, so there's not a lot of space in there to run. I like getting the ball in the perimeter. You toss it out there, you're running back. He gets out there faster. Got a positive game. Still a couple plays here left, too.
Here's Carr to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Rose. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
Yeah, and the defensive lineman, you know, third and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on third down.
He slides that just inside the right upright. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. Keelan Russell rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Got room at the 35. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys too, so good luck stopping him.
Open a drive like that, it opens a world of possibilities. First down from the 43. Running inside, it's Riley. Oh, he's got some space. Past the 30. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line. He just broke the century mark. 100 yards rushing, and he goes over the century mark in this season opener. This offense thrives on those big, explosive plays, and that one has them set up with a 1st and 10 from the 17. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. Alabama quickly back to the line. Throwing Russell. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge 3rd down coming up. Now here's Russell. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And they take it in for 6 more points. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Berry. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Using his legs, it's Berry. Didn't even get started. He'll be dropped for a loss of 3.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. They'll send the back in motion. Sells to fake. Left side, it's Brown. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
The Tigers come to the line needing just inches for the first down. Churns into the pile. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback, stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it. He gets downhill just enough, and he gets the first down.
It's a good job, too, there on third down by the offense because a major statistic in football in terms of winning and losing is how good are you at staying on the field, keeping drives alive. Whether it's third and long or third and inches, you just have to go execute. They do it. That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll move the wide receiver. Second down to the air. Out wide left, it's Brown. Stopped at the 41-yard line after the 5-yard gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Wide receiver going in motion. Drops back on first down. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
And back to the air on second down. Picked off! What a play by this defense! Got some room to run. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Alabama! And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick six. There's still plenty of time here, but huge momentum on their side.
Huge momentum. Way to get out the gates early. Early in the game to get up a couple scores, that is a beautiful thing. Takes the pressure off, puts the pressure immediately on the other side of the football. What a start.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. On the move from inside his 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Sells to run, looking to pass. Rush right in his face. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. Now the LSU Tigers will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
Nice job by the QB. Sit back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Second down, gonna throw it. Makes the grab. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
Motion from the wide receiver. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. He'll take the deep shot. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, we welcome you into the Week 0 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with a look at Ohio State in their matchup against the number 2 team, the Miami Hurricanes. And it's the Buckeyes with a statement victory here and a surprising result. Going into this game, they did not look like the better team, pushing them to 1-0 on the short season.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18.
Now let's take a look at some other top 25 action going on around the country.
Here comes that Alabama offense. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Right back to the well. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Now here's Russell. Left side is Scott. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
And that's a big throw. That's a big-time throw on third and really long, making a play, not putting the ball in harm's way. But I love what the defense did, man. They understood where the sticks were, and they weren't letting their playmaker get behind there. They were going to come up, make a sure tackle, and force the fourth down. And now,
wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Russell will throw for it on fourth. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Russell. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit, and let's keep going.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on fourth down by what they call here. Trying to slip through and pick it up. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
And the offense runs the football, and they get the first down. And you kind of get the feeling they've already gone for it on fourth down once, like they're going to do it again. And that just puts so much pressure on a defense. Like, to play an extra snap over and over again is really, really difficult. This offense appears to be in an aggressive mode.
Looking for a man, it's Russell. Out wide left, it's Rodgers. Makes a grab and room to run. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
Right side, it's Edwards.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game day.
Keelan Russell. He's got him along the sidelines. Beautiful footwork for the first down.
Yeah, and you gotta love those matchups. When you get a running back matched up on somebody else, it's never going to be a cornerback. That's not going to happen. So finding a good matchup, getting that speed isolated, now I'm going to go attack and make some plays.
Again, it's Russell. On the move. He's going to run it. Left side is Rodgers. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. And a rarely seen illegal forward pass penalty brings up 2nd and long. Looking to throw, and they need a bunch. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to them.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. Straight ahead, it's Riley. Finds a crease at the 20. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. They're going to stay aggressive and leave the offense out there on 4th down again. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
And there is no greater friend to a quarterback and to a coach late in the football game when you have the lead and you can pound the rock. Offensive linemen can pave holes, like running back now runs through them, successful, move the ball, and most importantly, that clock can tick. But the physical ground game late in the game, that's how you finish opponents off.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Throwing Russell. Here comes the heat. The throw. Fires it incomplete.
When the quarterback gets outside the pocket as a defender, now I'm thinking about the field's cut in half. You don't worry about the other side of the field. It's hard to throw it back across your body to the other side. So now the rules are I'm starting to creep now to the direction of the field where he goes. Great job by the defense understanding that.
He is stopped well short of the 1st down marker at the 15, and let's see what they do on 4th.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Tells the run, wants to pass. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Making the adjustment. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. A quick pause here to look at the numbers as they are threatening to pull away in this game. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. So the final period starts with a second down play. Sends it back in motion. Back to pass on second down. They'll run the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Quick catch. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. They pretty much have to keep the offense on the field, and they'll get right to the line of scrimmage. They'll go with Dura. Knocked down, but he's got enough the chains and convert that 4th down. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Fresh center downs going to the air. Going for the big play. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Man, this defense has just been all over these receivers all game long. They've made it so hard in this passing attack to find easy completions. There's a deep shot down the field. 2 guys go up for it, and the defense wins again. That's why they're winning this game late.
Motion from the back. Wants to go up top on 2nd down. Throwing right. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Running the red zone. It's Riley. Here's a little room there. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
And this one isn't over because the defense still has 3 timeouts left. But, man, that clock is ticking. And they can just run the football up multiple possessions. They're going to need something magical to happen. They're going to need to start stripping at that football, create some turnovers, and get lucky down the stretch.
Tough to run it this deep in the red zone, and he found nothing at all that time.
And the offense trying now to put this thing away. They're going to keep running the football to keep bleeding the clock. They've got the lead here late, now down by the goal line. Just take as many seconds off the clock as you can before snapping this football and keep running.
They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. On the move. Touchdown time! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Yeah, and how about this offense, man, putting another drive together, getting in the end zone. And here's the deal. Going on the road, handling these conditions in game 1, they've done a phenomenal job.
Number 33, set to kick it off.
From deep, it's Barry. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. To the back. And they get to him early, and he'll be knocked down for a loss of 4.
And these linebackers, man, the reason they're winning this football game is they've been swarming. You watch them. They're downhill, not missing many tackles. They've really dominated the run game, and that's why they're winning this football game.
The fake wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He'll try to take it back. Oh, that was a terrific return as he takes it to the 9. On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. Bounces it outside. It's Riley. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. They have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Trying to surge it in. He'll be stopped right there. They kept it on the ground on 3rd and goal, and it did not pay off.
And how about the response from this defense? Put in a horrible situation, horrible field position. Jesse, they bowed their necks 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and it's a sudden change situation, and they practice that all week. You never know when they're going to come up, but you have to have guys on the field playing with a sense of urgency. This has been awesome defensively.
He's going for the goal line. Not going to get there, and the decision to go for it on 4th down does not work.
This is so a Jesse Palmer move. Exactly what he would do. Continue to put the foot on the accelerator, try to rub it in. Can't win by enough. Got to look good in the polls. This is your kind of offense, Palmer.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Berry. Brought down at the 12-yard line. That's a 1st down and maybe the start of a long drive.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and had a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Unloads to the wideout. Out wide left, it's Lockett. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains, they mark it at the 29.
Well, if you could give a helmet sticker to this defensive coaching staff, they would get one because of the plan they've had for this guy at wide receiver. He is one of the best in the entire country with his speed and his...
Caught, and he's got room. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43.
And we've seen him do it by land, right? They've been handing him the football, and he's been finding space, making some plays, and now he does it by air. They find him, throw him the football, proving to be a dual threat. This is a guy they like to feature in this offense because he'll continue to make big plays.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
That's a play the defense needed, right? It's been a battle all game long. Here we are, it's late, everybody's tired. They've given up a few yards on this drive, but they come away with a huge sack at a big moment.
Changing the routes with his receiver. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Throws to the wideout. Just about had another one picked off. They have been way too reckless with the football, throwing it away 3 times already.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, LSU!
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
He's looking to pass. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off.
The attempt at the two-point conversion is no good. That keeps the score Alabama 30, LSU 16.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Hits inside, it's Riley. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. You waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis saying goodbye, everybody.